There it is. Maddie Zines from United. Very special guest. Maddie, thank you so much for taking the time to join us today.
Thank you so much for having me again.
You got it. Before we ask you all these awesome questions about your golf career, you have a very special announcement, I've been told, about the future that you're going to have in golf. And we want to give you the time to make that announcement to the people exclusively here on YSN.
I've verbally committed to YSU for being a redshirt, which means I won't play the first year, but next 4 years I'll be eligible to play. And I've verbally committed to YSU. That's
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Be a Penguin, and we are so happy to hear that. Maddie, I want to ask about that decision. What kind of went into it, and what kind of things made you feel like Youngstown State was home?
I put a lot of effort and time into deciding. I was on a recruiting website, NCSA, and I took a lot of visits over the summer, and I took a lot of time putting in spreadsheets, seeing what really fit with me. And I was really impressed with YSU's business school. I already visited for business, and then I visited for golf as well. And at the end of the day, I wanted to try to swing at D1. I didn't want to regret not trying to be a D1 athlete. I was really impressed by Coach Mikolos, and I was impressed by what I heard about the team. And I want to help YSU win a league championship.
That's awesome. Brian Tolnar from Mill Creek Metro Parks. You know the YSU program so well, and obviously you know Maddie Zines pretty well as well. How do you think Maddie kind of fits into this program at YSU, and what kind of things should she expect out of Youngstown State?
Number one, I think she's a perfect fit for the Penguins, and that's first and foremost. And number two, it's going to be awesome to be able to see her play the next 4 years, 5 years being redshirted at Mill Creek, because they call Mill Creek home. We host a number of their invitationals. We do the Kickoff Classic, and we do the Roseanne Schwartz Invitational. So, there's plenty of potential home tournaments for her to participate in. She won our junior championship this past summer with Shaylee McElroy from West Branch. She shot 72 here, and the greatest golfer for the women's division. I mean, just spectacular all the way around, and how she's played and how she's progressed throughout her career at United. And it's awesome to be able to keep a solid local talent right here at home and YSU.
Like you said, right here at home. Maddie, how much did right here at home fit into this decision, knowing that you're not going far at all? You're right at YSU. You get to play at Mill Creek for a home course. How much did that go into this decision at YSU?
I'd say only a little bit. I'd rather stay close to home, within 2 hour, 1 hour range. But I'd say it was more the school and the golf that really drew me in. And Mill Creek, I didn't used to like it. I wasn't very good at it, but then I started playing well at it, and I learned to love it. It's a lot like, I'd say, the Gray course.
All right, so let's talk about this United golf season. Obviously, you come in this year, you have a lot of records under your belt already, and you start off really strong, and you have a lot of golf still to be played at United this year. What are some things that you're looking at this year that you wanted to accomplish, some personal goals that you set?
My goals? I'd say my first goal, first and foremost, is to help my team make it to district. I want my team to make it. I've been there personally twice, but I want my team to come with me this year. And we put a lot of time and effort in the off season. Lucian Cole, he let us use his simulator over the winter, and we put a lot of time and effort into becoming really good this year to make it. And I'd say personal goals is I want to get back to state and I want to win. That is a lofty goal, but I'd say it's a goal that I really want to make. I know I have a stacked district. There's 3 or 4, 5 really good girls that I have to compete against. I'd say I want to break 70 for 18, and I want to break 30 for 9.
Brian, you always bring such great insight to these interviews and golf-centered questions that I don't think me and Scotty would have the insight to ask. What are some things when you kind of learned that Maddie was going to be on the show today that you were really dying to ask her?
Well, I think number one, and it goes for everybody that comes on here. What got you started into golf? I mean, what brought you to the game, and what are your favorite things about the game of golf and the sport?
I'd say I started with a family friend, Katie D's, and I wasn't really serious about golf throughout my junior high year. I started really late into golf. I'd say I only got really serious about it end of freshman year. So I'd say I'm very green to golf. And some things I love about it are the things I hate about it. I love how inconsistent it can be. I love that it's unpredictable. You can have a great shot and it might blow off the green. I love that because it's a consistent challenge for me. I'm never gonna play the same course twice and have the same like score. It's always gonna be a challenge. I can always find new shots and I'm always gonna hit different shots.
What were some of your things during the off season that you did a little bit different, going in from, say, your freshman year to sophomore to now your junior to senior year to prepare yourself for what is your senior season of high school golf?
I'd say I worked more on my short game. I have a little putting green down in my basement, and I worked really hard on putting and chipping. And I'd say it's still not very consistent with my short game, and I really need to work on it. It's a weakness of mine, and I know it. I'm working on it, and I put more effort into it now.
Well, the pretty cool news is when you go play collegiate golf, you've got a great golf coach with Nate Miklos. Him and Tony Joy have done wonders for Youngstown State University when it comes to men's and women's golf. And, they put in a ton of time during the off season. So you're going to see a lot of that as well with coach and what he does in the Trestle Watts Center. So going forward, what do you think your goal is from a collegiate perspective once you've wrapped up your high school career?
I'd say take the first year to figure out how to become a student athlete, which, since I'm being redshirted, is really good because I'm not able to play out of state tournaments, I believe. So I'll discover how to be a student athlete at D1 level, and then I'll help ISU win a league championship.
Awesome stuff.
Maddie, what I want to know, and this is something we also ask golfers, two-part question. What's the favorite course you've played at so far? And then what is a course that's on your dream list that you haven't been able to play yet so far that you want to play at?
I like a lot of courses. I like Pine Lakes. I always play good there. I like the Avalon, Squaw Creek, and then Avalon, the separate one. I like them both. I do really well at Squaw Creek. Let me think. I like Mill Creek now. Let me think. I like the Gray course. I didn't play well at it, but the conditions I weren't used to. I was young, and now I'm used to wind. I think that's it. I like those the best. Oh, I like Salem Hills. I play there a lot. And I use my driver a lot when I really shouldn't. I cut corners a lot. And a dream course of mine. I didn't get to play on the Scarlet course, but it looked really interesting when I was at state. The bunkers were so deep. I'm like, how are you going to hit all of that? You have to hit straight up. But it looked really interesting, and I'd really love to play on it someday. I highly doubt that, though, but it looked interesting from what I could see.
Scotty, I want to bring you into the fold. You always have a great question to ask our guests. So what's on your mind? What do you want to know from Maddie?
Yeah, Maddie. So I was just wondering, give me one or maybe you could give me a couple if you have them. Some of the most influential people during your young career, your golf career, and is there anybody you like kind of like model your play after?
I have a lot of people I could thank. I'd like to thank my parents. My mom's my coach. I kind of peer pressured her into it. And my dad, he took me during softball season because I have a later start than most golfers. I have softball and then straight into golf. He used to take me every Sunday to Pine Lakes, and we'd play there for 4 to 5 hours, just practicing, putting, chipping in the cold most of the time. We'd have to bundle up and hit, so I'd really like to thank him for that because it probably wasn't fun practicing out in the cold with me. I'd like to thank Todd Franco. He really started me into tournaments with the greatest golfer. I'd like to thank Cole's Landing. He let us use his simulator. I'd say Dave Dees. He's my caddy. But also he's kind of my golf mentor. He really is really into golf, and he's really good at mapping out courses for me, and it really helped me get better. And I'd like to thank Joe Allen. He's my swing coach. I definitely wouldn't be the golfer I am today. And last year, I made a bet with him that if I made it to state, he would help me map out the course, the practice round. And unfortunately for him, it was wet and rainy and cold. So, sorry. And I think that's about it. Coach Charchette. He's the boys coach, and I had to play with the boys my first 2 years, and I'd like to thank him for introducing me into high school golf.
So you have the school record with a score of 31, which means you're a heck of a putter, and you won the longest drive for the greatest golfer. Is that correct?
Yes, I did.
So you bob it off the tee, apparently, and you're a good putter. What is your favorite go-to if you had one club to choose in that golf bag that you know that you're going to hit 10 out of 10 right where you want to hit it? What's your go-to club?
I believe I answered this last year as the same thing, 56. I'd freak out if it wasn't in my bag. I would freak out. Any other club, I'm like, oh, it's okay. Well, my putter might be, that might be a challenge. But I'd say my 56 is my favorite club.
That's awesome. Wedge game, most important part of the game, 100 yards and in, and what you can do from 50 and 25. And, putting in the time during the off season is unbelievably important. And, having grown up on Pine Lakes as a kid myself, that's where I went to high school when it was called Hubbard Golf Course. That's how old I am. But I used to play so many rounds there and chipped and putted there, and they didn't have a range when I was there. So that's a great facility, and it's open all year round to be able to play and practice. So, your work in the off season is definitely paid off through your wins in the summer and, going into high school season here. So we're super proud of that and super proud of you being a part of the Youngstown State golf team going forward. So that's going to be huge.
Thank you. Thank you.
Maddie, thank you so much for taking the time to join us. And first and foremost, congratulations on that verbal commitment to Youngstown State. Like Brian said, we're so proud of you for being able to do that and become a college athlete at the D1 level. We also want to thank you for your time, and we wish you the best of luck this senior season at United, and can't wait to talk to you again real soon.
Thank you so much for having me on.
You got
Good luck in school and good luck in golf.
Thank you so much.